CBS 12 News starts now with breaking news.
The votes for President of the United States are as follows. Joseph R. Biden, Jr. of the state of Delaware has received 306 votes. Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 232 votes.
And breaking news as we come on the air, Congress just certified the Electoral College vote very early this morning after chaos at the Capitol.
A really wild day there. You just heard from Vice President Mike Pence. He made the announcement just a few hours ago, securing Joe Biden as the 46th president of the United States.
And President Trump issued a statement not long after. He says, even though I totally disagree with the outcome of the election and the facts bear me out, nevertheless, there will be an orderly transition on January 20th. I want to bring in CBS 12 News reporter Jay O'Brien now.
Yeah, so Jay, what's next? What does all this mean?
Well, it means it's over. There's no ability to challenge the outcome of the election anymore. This electoral process, by the way, that you're watching playing out, the vice president announcing the outcome, all that stuff, it happens every presidential election. It's important to make that clear because you probably have barely seen it before. It's largely ceremonial. But two things happened yesterday that changed that. First, lawmakers objected to the elections in Arizona and Pennsylvania. Those states, as well as every other, were ultimately overwhelmingly upheld. The elections there upheld, although Florida Senator Rick Scott voted unsuccessfully to toss out Pennsylvania's electoral votes, which was expected. Treasure Coast Congressman Brian Mast also voted to overturn Arizona and Pennsylvania's elections. Other states didn't even make it to a vote. So that process of lawmakers objecting, that took time. That drew attention. But obviously, the main thing that delayed the vote and stunned a lot of people were those pro-Trump mobs who breached the Capitol. They made their way past police barricades, pushing down officers, and eventually entered the Senate chamber, trying to shove their way also into the House chamber. A former Secret Service agent we spoke with yesterday told us this is a serious security threat.
People got into areas that they had no business being without having been swept, cleared, even backgrounds run.
Ultimately, with the Electoral College certified, this is the end. There's no legal way around this. The Constitution has run its course, and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will be sworn in on January 20th. President Trump made that clear as well, as you saw in his statement earlier.
All right, Jay, we also saw a slew of resignations come down not long after all of this. President Trump's deputy national security advisor, the First Lady's chief of staff. So just the developments kept coming.
Really was a wild day. We can only hope the next 13 days are calm as we wait for President-elect Joe Biden to be elected. And you're looking at what Capitol Hill inside the Capitol building looked like yesterday afternoon. 4 people died after all of this chaos.
And this is just moments. We want to show you this before getting inside the Capitol. President Trump supporters came face to face with police tearing down barricades all around the Capitol.
Some even going as far as climbing the U.S. Capitol walls. And you take a look at this, just chaos. They were waving flags from above.
And lawmakers' offices destroyed here, total mess, papers, furniture everywhere in the Senate parliamentary offices you're looking at here. This all started after a rally President Trump held at a park near the White House, where he urged supporters to march to the Capitol building and join him in his baseless claims against voter fraud.
The Capitol was put on lockdown and the National Guard was activated when hundreds of those Trump supporters began to protest the certification of the Electoral College votes and got inside the Capitol building. Again, 4 people have died. A woman was shot. She was identified as 35-year-old Ashley Babbitt, a California native and Air Force veteran. The D.C. police chief says she was shot by Capitol Police after she tried to break through a barricaded door inside the Capitol building. She was part of a mob there. 3 other people died after having medical emergencies. There have been at least 50 arrests.
And President-elect Joe Biden spoke in Delaware just moments after those Trump supporters stormed into the Capitol. Listen.
Let me be very clear. The scenes of chaos at the Capitol do not reflect a true America, do not represent who we are. What we're seeing are a small number of extremists dedicated to lawlessness.
And we do know the president-elect will be speaking more about this in Wilmington today, and that address last night. President-elect Joe Biden also called on President Trump to go on national TV to defend the Constitution and demand an end to the disorder. Well, President Trump is locked out of Twitter for 12 hours after posting a video where he made claims of election fraud. Again, no evidence of that. Baseless claims. Multiple courts have dismissed lawsuits. Twitter says some of his tweets violated civil integrity policy. Twitter threatened to permanently suspend his account. Facebook and Instagram also put a 24-hour block on his accounts. And our governor here in Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis, posted a statement on Twitter saying in part, violence or rioting of any kind is unacceptable. The perpetrators must face the full weight of the law.
We also heard from Senator Marco Rubio. He spoke on the Senate floor during the certification of the Electoral College votes. He said there was nothing patriotic about what happened on Capitol Hill.
Everybody in this country has lost their minds on politics, and we have forgotten that America is not a government. America's not a president. America's not a Congress. Let me tell you what America is. America's your family. America's your faith. America's your community. That's America. That's what our adversaries don't understand.
You could just feel the emotion there. Senator Rubio also asked President Trump to restore order. Senator Rick Scott also tweeted out this quote. He says, everyone has a right to peacefully protest. No one has a right to commit violence. What happened today at the Capitol is disgraceful and un-American. It is not what our country stands for.
And this all took place as Congress was right in the middle of certifying the election. Florida Congresswoman Lois Frankel says she and a friend quietly hid in a dark room until the danger had passed.
I mean, it's terrible what happened. It shouldn't have happened, but we're not going to let. And these are literally such a small minority of the people in our country. We're not going to let them overrun our democracy. We are safe here now. We are resilient. We're going to finish this count.
And as we've been telling you all morning long, they did finish that count, but crowds gathered across our state as well. In Miami, dozens were at the Freedom Tower. That's in downtown Miami. In Indian River County, organizers say 5 buses with hundreds of Trump supporters from along the Treasure Coast participated in a Save America march. And in Boca Raton, St. Andrews Boulevard and Glades Road was a busy intersection as well. CBS 12 News heard from supporters of both the president and the president-elect.
This whole election has been stolen, okay? Whether people believe it or don't believe it, all you have to do is look at the data supporting it.
The President of the United States says law and order every day, and his supporters are going in there, not only fighting with cops, vandalizing the Capitol, tearing into anyone who gets in their way. What is that law? Is that law and order?
Again, as we've told you many times, there's no evidence of widespread fraud in this election. With police nearby, demonstrators remain somewhat peaceful.
The chaos at the Capitol came the day Georgia flipped to a blue state.
Democrats Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock defeated Republican incumbent senators in the Georgia runoff election. Ossoff posted a video on Twitter before the race was officially called.
I want to thank the people of Georgia for participating in this election. Everybody who cast your ballot, everybody who put your faith and confidence in our democracy's capacity to deliver the representation that we deserve.
Ossoff won a close race against Senator David Perdue with about a 35,000 vote difference in the end. Ossoff is the first Jewish senator from Georgia and will be the youngest sitting U.S. senator at the age of 33.
And Democrat Raphael Warnock took the win against Republican Kelly Loeffler. About 73,000 votes made the difference in this one. Warnock now makes history as Georgia's first black senator. And our coverage of these unprecedented history-making events continues now on our digital channels. Head to CBS12.com and don't forget to download our CBS 12 News app to get all the very latest. It's 6:08. Let's not forget about Chris Farrell on this big news day and the weather. What's it looking like, Chris?
Forgot about the weather. It's nice and cool outside. It's not too cold this morning. No 40s for us. A lot of cool 50s, though. And this is just about our normal low. Our normal low is 57, so 58 West Palm, Boynton, 55 Wellington. It's a nice cool morning. 53 Port St. Lucie, 52 in Vero, 54 in Stewart. So it's cool but not cold. All right, starting out the morning, partly cloudy. Look at 9 a.m. We're near 65 degrees. That's a little warm southeast wind. By midday, we're near 75. It's much warmer today. And during the afternoon, towards 2 or 3 o'clock, we might even get to 76 or 77 with that warm south wind. So a cool morning turns into a very warm day and a nice day, too. Now, not as cold tonight. Low temperatures will be in the mid-60s tonight. We'll walk out tomorrow morning about 65. By midday tomorrow, we're near 75. And tomorrow afternoon, that's another cold front coming right there, and it's got some much colder air for the weekend. Oh, yeah, don't get too far away from those sweaters this weekend. You're going to need them again. We're going to track that in just a minute. All right, time for traffic. Here's Sam.
Thanks, Chris. At 6:09, we are problem-free on our roadways right now from Sebastian down here to Boca Raton. Not tracking any problems right now on I-95, Yamato Road down to Palmetto Park Road, even further south into Broward. We are running up to speed. We're also looking good if you're traveling up along the Treasure Coast here, West Palm Beach to Port St. Lucie on I-95. That stretch is also all green right now from Okeechobee Boulevard north up to Gatlin Boulevard. That drive does take you about 40 minutes. Traffic Tracker 12 keeping an eye on our drive in Palm Beach County right now. This is a look for you as we head back west on North Lake Boulevard right now in the Palm Beach Gardens area. Not tracking any problems out there on our side streets. Ashley and Terry.
All right, thank you, Sam. The time right now, 6:10, still ahead on CBS 12 News this morning. Our coronavirus crisis coverage continues. A new record in daily COVID-19 cases reported in our state. We'll break down the numbers.
Plus, it's another day of vaccinations for people 65 and older in Indian River County. Hopeful day for so many of our senior citizens. Our Paxton Boyd's been right there alongside them as they begin this journey. We'll have a live report.